Ladies, you guys are supposed to be on that side of the wire, and now you want to come back, huh? Alright, well, we'll get you back. I've actually found when the cows get out, there's a certain method to be able to get them back. And the key is right angles and preventing these cows from getting out. So what I do, roll up the wire, open it up, pull this way, and then come behind them and herd them through it because they'll know where to go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, no. Come on, Betty. Come on. No, no, no. Betty, you're going to be difficult. See? Why can't you be like Yoli? Go ahead. Come on, you saw what Yoli did. He's good at this all the time, except when I'm trying to show people. Betty. Okay, that wasn't too terribly bad. The main thing that I've learned is to remain as calm as possible, because if you start running around freaking out, the cows are going to start running around and freaking out. So you definitely don't want that, because like Betty there, she's probably approaching 1,000 pounds very quickly, and yeah, you're not going to outrun them. You can outthink them, you can't outrun them, but in the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. So why not make it as easy and stress-free as possible on yourself and on the cow. Now we just come back, wind up the wire, and we're done. See? No big deal. All the cows are back together in the paddock that they're supposed to be in. We're gonna move them, looks like probably tomorrow, because the grass is starting to get a little bit shorter here, but they do have a lot to go down there. All I did was come, unhook the reel from this, attach it to that post, move the post and keep the wire tight going that way, and then you have a 90-degree angle right here where they can go in, and then it kind of guides them. When you move that post, it kind of guides them back towards the paddock that they're supposed to be in. But the main thing is it prevents these cows from wanting to come out because it's kind of a barrier. So that's how I move them back in. It's no big deal. The main thing, just don't stress. It's not a big deal. Even if, you know, the cows have even gotten out to where they're all the way over there and have to herd them all the way back here. But the main way that I get them back over here is through this lane. All I do is take the gate handle, say they need to come over here, the gate handle that's over there, move that to over here. It creates kind of a chute for them to come back this way, and they're in. No big deal. So with that, let's get this video started. Say hi to Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Good girl, Ellie. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. You do this every time until I find the spot. See? She fights me until I find the spot. And I think, no. There it is. There's the spot. Okay, there's the spot. Yeah. So yesterday I came through and I mowed about 2 paddocks worth of area, because where they were, because this paddock here, it was just completely full of goat weed, and it probably taken me 3 or 4 hours to get it all up. So I just came through and mowed it all. It just makes life a lot easier, and there wasn't a ton of grass underneath it that I'm trying to save for the winter, and we should have more than enough to where I don't need to save this paddock and spend all my time one morning just scything it. But you can see there's anywhere you see like the little stem sticking up, that was goat weed, and it was just all over. It was just too much. And the other paddock that we did, it actually came out a lot nicer than I thought it was. You see, this paddock right here is in direct line with our pond and its spillway, which comes down this way. If you look back on past videos, it looked like this. It looked like just that. This whole area looked like that. But with me and my little mower Bumblebee, we were actually able to come through and we mowed it all. Look, we got a lot of it done. You know, some of the reedy still type bottom plants are still there, but for the most part, it's gone. So hopefully next time around or next year in spring, this grows up into being a better pasture rather than just, I don't know what this stuff is here, but the cows just don't like it. It's just kind of hard, and just doesn't look like it would taste good even. It looks more like kind of reeds. So hopefully that stunted it, and there's grass here. There's 100% grass here. Hopefully that will grow up faster than the other stuff. Might have to come back and clip it again. But this looks really good now. I mean, it doesn't look good because I had to mow it, but it looks a lot better than it did. Now over here, that little section that I didn't mow, that's a little frog pond that developed. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I might try and fill it in or something. But I got a little bit too close to it yesterday with the mower, and I actually got myself stuck. Let's see if I can find this. Let's see if I can find the spot. It's right about, oh, here it is, right here. It's right about here where I got stuck, because there's a pretty big, you know, drop right there. One of the wheels got stuck right there in the air, and the other one was right there spinning. So yeah, we were pretty stuck, and it's a little bit of a deal here. But either I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was, or that mower weighs a lot less than I thought it does, because I was actually able to get behind it and lift it up and roll it out on its front wheels, and just so we can get out of here and get unstuck. I thought we were in a, you know, a little bit of a world of hurt, because I didn't want to try and get the truck out here or anything. But yeah, I was able to lift the back end up all the way off the ground and, you know, push it out. So gave me a little bit of an ego boost, thinking I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. But reality is that those mowers probably weigh a lot less than I think they do. For those people out there that know about this kind of stuff, give me some suggestions, because I don't like it the way it is. Either we dig it out to a real pond, or we fill it in and try and make grass grow on top of it. Tell me which way you think we should go, and then also the best way to do what you said to do, if that makes sense. You know, today I think it's just going to turn into an update video, because I still haven't filled you guys in about the $1 fiberglass fence posts that we used. And here they are. I'll put a link back to the description. I'll put a link in the description about the video that we did about these right here. They're $1 3/8 inch fiberglass fence posts from Tractor Supply that I thought that we could put all around the farm to create permanent paddocks, so it's a lot easier for us to move the cows rather than go set up a fence post. Well, where's the line on this? A little bit of a story, okay? Come back over here to the next one, and you'll see that these fiberglass fence posts didn't necessarily work out all that well. Why? Because it wasn't the fault of the zip tie that I put on to hold the line in place. I think these are just too, they're just too small. They're just too small, they're too flimsy. See here, I brought an electric fence post here, and when I put them in the ground, they're about the same height. That one, the reason why I liked it, because it's a lot more permanent, it's skinnier, less visible, it just looks better. You know, we have a whole nother line over there, and you can barely see it. You can see a fence post right there. You can barely see it. Those kind of stick out like sore thumbs, and they don't really do well long term. But so I thought maybe, hey, these were $1 at Tractor Supply, we could use them. Well, what happened is that the cows don't really respect these. I think it's because they're used to seeing these. These, they might not be able to see as well, because they kept getting out. They kept getting out. They just go, kind of just go through it. The line, there's no line on this because they snapped it off somewhere over here. Here it is right here. See? They went through. They just literally just busted through the line, because I don't know if they just couldn't see it or whatnot, and it actually caused a lot more problems for me than it's worth. But for the most part, other than the cows going through it, did it stay up? Yeah, it did to a degree. Some of the zip ties did slide a little bit. That's why this one's sagging, and also it doesn't have the tension of the next post over here. So there, it'd be fine. But they just didn't work necessarily the way I want them to. So we'll go see the other side where it worked a little bit better. You can see over here, it did better holding up and everything than the other side, and it stayed up the way that we wanted it to. See, here's the gate handle over here. I have it disconnected from the actual line right now because why you know, why put any more stress on our charger? So kind of little nifty thing here where we just put it on the insulator, but it stayed up. But the cows would just jump this. They just didn't respect it. It's just different. I think just psychologically for the cows it was different. So they just didn't really cooperate with it. I don't know if it's a training issue or whatnot, but it caused me more headache than it was worth. Because ideally, all I wanted to do was lift this up, pull this back, walk the cows through, come back, put it on, and done. But that's not really what happened. What I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna give at least this side one more try, because this side did decently well. So the next time the cows are through here, I'm gonna see if they respect this maybe a little bit more or something. But the posts that are over here that you can barely see, I think are gonna be trellises for tomatoes. So when something doesn't work for one thing, always have a second or third idea to see, hey, you know what, they might work for something else. And these I think would work great for you know, a future tomato trellis. As you can see, I'm a little bit behind on the goat weed and the other, you know, dog fennel, I think that's what it's called. But over there, you can see on the other side of this paddock here, it looks great to me. I'm leaving the giant foxtail because, I forget who it was, said in the comments, hey, in the springtime, the cows might want a little bit of dry or a little bit of brown with all the green that's going to be coming up here. So they can get a bite of that, and, you know, it's kind of a little bit more difficult to take down than just the goat weed or this stuff right here. So in the next day or so, I'm gonna come through and do what I did here and all on that side of the farm to this side to get rid of all of the woolly croton, the goat weed, whatever, the stuff that the cows just won't touch. This stuff right here. And just keep following behind them because it's obviously working. We've done, I would have to say, this is probably about 4 or 5 acres that we've done on this side, plus the 2 acres over there. So we're a little bit over 25% done with the farm with the goat weed, plus where we mowed, that helps. And I think back there, there's the pond back there. It's kind of a jungle to where there's a lot of the rose bush growing up. So we might just mow that, make things a little bit easier on us. But this stuff is going away. Hopefully, it'll probably come back next year, like this or this weed here. But I think the following year is when we're gonna have our best results, so we'll see. Another quick update. These ear tags here where the watering points are have been just so helpful. I mean, I can go down and I can see, hey, there's another watering point right there and another one down there. So easy, so helpful. 50-cent solution into, you know, a couple minutes a day, trying to find where I have the watering points at, right on the line. So that 100% working. But speaking of water, we need to get water to the cows. This water line here that we have has been just doing wonderfully for us. Able to just come, take the hose, run it to their water troughs, and that'll last them over a day. It could actually probably last them 2 days, and that's 27.5 gallons because it's a 55 gallon barrel cut in half and a 50 gallon trough. So that holds them like 2 days, which is pretty impressive actually. You know, Longhorns, they don't drink as much. The Charolais Angus crosses probably drink as much as 5 or 6 of the Longhorns. I know like 2 of them. But this water line here has been amazing. This is what has allowed us to rotate the cows like we have, and it was not very expensive to put in. I mean, between the T-post, the insulator, the wire, and all the water line, it took about $25 an acre. So that's about the cost that it takes to put in all this control and hydration. We're able to double production because of it, at least double production, probably in the next couple years quadruple production. So this has been great, but we're gonna make some changes to it. Here, we're not gonna make any changes. I love it exactly the way it is, but it's really on the other side of the farm and where it's hooked up, because where we have the water hooked up, it's not a frost-free drinker. It's inside the yard. It's kind of a pain to get to because, you know, that's where the dogs are, and just just makes it a little bit more difficult. But I love this lane here, and I'm going to show you when we get back over there what we're going to do to the water line. You see over here, we're at the barn now. Give you some perspective of where we're at. We have this frost-free hydrant here that ideally that I'd like to use, but it has like 0 water pressure. I mean, it's just a trickle when it comes out. So what I did is I dug out a little bit underneath it and see kind of where the line's being run, see if there was maybe an issue right here, because it's pretty far. It's probably about 250 feet that way to where the well is for where the pipe's running. So it's a PVC, and either 1 or 2 issues with this why it's not working that well. Either the PVC pipe cracked along the way, or there's an issue not here but at the well, at the valve. What I need to do is I need to find out where the issue is. If it's in the PVC, what I'll do is I'll just come down here and I'll cut like right there where the PVC pipe is. I'll go and move this whole thing past where the leak is if I can find it, and then just splice it together with, you know, some coupler and some PVC glue or cement or whatever you want to call it. Pretty easy fix. Now if it's a valve issue, that's going to be a different story. See, the well is all the way over there, right over there. See, we have our water line running from, see, we have our water line actually runs here. And this is not necessarily where I want it, and I'm going to make some changes over here. What I'm actually going to do is on this side of the farm, it's a different pasture. It's blocked off by the permanent paddock and the barn where we were. What we're going to do is we're going to put another lane in that goes the entire distance down that way. Now we have a single line of wire past the house, past the gate over there, and that'll make the other side of the lane that goes back this way. What it'll allow me to do is run the entire farm off of a plug-in energizer rather than the solar one, because it's just kind of hard right now to get it over there. I got to find a way to get the plug-in energizer through this contraption of through this permanent paddock here without it grounding out, and just figure that out. I think I'm just going to put T-posts there and kind of section off that section. But what I want to do is I want to run the water line up here rather than along this fence here. That way the water line's just there. I don't have to drive over it every time I go through that gate over there, and it's just easier. Now I really like the lane idea, because over there in that pasture what we're going to do is we're going to plant trees on either side. You know, do a permaculture style orchard, and then we'll be able to do the same thing over here. Here we have a lot of the pecan trees, and yes, I did say pecan. Go kill me in the comments if you really want to. But past that tree there, there's nothing. We can go on either side there and just make a really nice walking lane, make a really nice, you know, just orchard, real pretty for pictures and whatnot. But really the main idea is that I can drive on the mower or whatever we get in the future just in the lane, and I don't have to drive in the pastures really at all. And that would be ideal. That way there's no compaction. But back to the water line, what I'd like to do is, that's the well, that is our pump house. I'd like to either find out where the, if there's a leak, I'd like to go and put that hydrant like right there, or right along where the pipe is, or right along where the PVC pipe is. Or if it's a valve issue, just have a plumber come out, he'll fix that, and then just run the water line right there next to Harley. So all I have to do is come out into the pasture, open it up, and then this line here is not running where the dogs can get in there, and I don't have to worry when I mow the backyard or whatever about where it's at. And then it'll supply, I'll supply both sides of the farm. And that's something that we're going to be doing in the very near future. So that's just a little update about what we got going on around here. I mean, there's still a lot. I'm painting the fence, still got to work on that, working on the barn still. That's just a slow process because there's a lot of wood in there. Working on the future garden, there's a lot to do. I mean, 30 acres and have big dreams for this place. So you just got to go a little bit at a time. You can't just tackle it all at once, and you know, work a little bit here, work a little bit there, finish this project, move on to the next one. Like for example, today I'm done. I just don't feel like doing a project, don't feel like doing much. Just kind of lazy today, kind of tired. Just want to be able to kick it and relax, which is kind of nice to do every once in a while. You know, you see, I've only been outside for maybe half an hour, and most of the time it's been talking to the camera. But what it's shown me is that I really feel like I have this place wired with everything that we have going on. The dogs, they've been fine. They've been fine since the beginning. The cows, that's easy now. I would say that's extremely easy now. Now, is there stuff that I could do today to get a little bit ahead? Yeah, but you know what? I just don't feel like it. You ever get those days where you just don't feel like doing something? Just, you know what, then don't. Now, you don't want to do that multiple days in a row, because then, you know, that could lead to you being lazy and falling back on stuff. But today I'm just not feeling it. So what I'm probably gonna do is go back inside and eat some breakfast. But that just gives you a little glimpse of what we're gonna be doing in the future, how some of the projects have worked out, and it's also giving me the confidence to where I can say, hey, maybe we can start adding another animal to this place. Not including the chickens that we're gonna get for the garden and the wood chips and everything. Chickens, I don't really count them as an animal because they're just really easy and super quick, and you know, it's chickens. Anybody can take care of a chicken. But have an idea for another future different kind of animal, which I think you guys would really like and would be really, really cool. And it's not necessarily for meat, so that should give you a little bit of a clue. If you want to take a guess down in the comments, I might tell you. So with that, just remember, you can't burn yourself out. I mean, we have 30 acres here. You can do a lot on 30 acres. You can do a lot on 1 acre. You can be doing something all the time. Why? Because things are never done, and you can always make things better. That's just the way things are, and you have to understand that. But when you do understand that, you can go, you know what? I can sit back, relax for a day, just kind of enjoy what I've done so far. Hey, we hung out with the cows, make sure they had enough grass, gave them water. They're all good. Checked out and around everything else. It's all fine and dandy. So you know what? We're gonna go in, have the day to ourselves, kind of kick it, relax, probably edit this video, and hopefully get it up tomorrow. So with that, if you want to see all the future things that we're doing, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because I'm telling you, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. The more likes we get, the more views we get. I mean, it's crazy how that little like button really just boosts the video up in search and everything. So with that, thanks for watching. Bye.